April Macie travels the world collecting stories and experiences, which she then translates into humorous, relatable tales in front of audiences worldwide. In fact, you've been to, what, 23 countries, and you've been able to find humor in many of them, I'm sure.
Oh. Yes. So listen to this, from a finalist, I want to make sure and go over some of this stuff. On NBC's Last Comic Standing in 2006, to appearances on E! Entertainment, Access Hollywood, the list goes on and on. Currently, April is on Showtime and is headlining as a stand-up comedian, which includes a stop at Side Splitters this weekend. But first, the Morning Blend. You're everywhere.
I know. I've actually been to 61 countries. I'm up.
Oh.
61.
Wow, that's like double the number that I just read. Let's get that.
Crossing them off.
So why, this is amazing to me. Is it for work, pleasure? Talk about your travels.
A little bit of both. Like, I travel a lot for work. I slept in Saddam Hussein's palace, which looks like, I did, which looks like it was decorated by Carmela Soprano. I've been all over the world for military.
Is that somebody that, wait. Can people just do that? How on earth
No, I did like U.S. military tours. So a lot of the travel, like a lot of those countries were performing for the troops. Like, I've been to Saudi, I've been to Oman, Djibouti, which is just fun to say.
Very fun.
I slept in Guantanamo Bay.
No kidding.
Yeah, and then the rest is like, I go to Europe for pleasure.
For pleasure.
Yes.
So we hear.
Wow, I didn't know Saddam's old place was being rented out as a hotel these days.
You know, it was actually a hotel, but they gave it to like dignitaries and like people coming over to entertain. It was like an old hunting lodge. So,
no kidding.
Yeah.
So how does so much traveling affect the comedy that you do and what you bring to the stage every night? I mean, I'd imagine that, it's gotta play a role.
I feel like filthy jokes are funny everywhere.
She does a lot of filthy jokes that we can't necessarily do this morning.
No wieners in the morning.
Unless you're talking about hot dogs, of course, right?
Exactly. No, but it's universal. It's relatable to everyone. So the audiences are always, everybody speaks English everywhere else. We're the only country that doesn't have multiple languages under our belt.
You know, I'm curious. I have a sports background, and I always talk about being a female in such a male-driven world. And I'm assuming you've had to deal with that being in the world of comedy, where you predominantly see males. So how's that changed you, or how's that kind of defined your comedic?
I think you just you kind of have to let stuff go. Like, I feel like if you fought sexism every day, you'd just be fighting every hour of every day within that world. But it's interesting just how they bring you to the stage sometimes. Men will be like, we got something different. We got a lady. It's like you're about to, a trained monkey is about to perform. You're like, but they're half your audience. Women are typically half your audience, but there are maybe 3 or 4 weekends a year on most comedy club calendars. So it's confusing because women are also the social planners. It's men just kind of put on their pants and go where they're told.
Yep. So my husband may be a little bit like that. Sorry, hun.
So why wouldn't you cater to half of the people in an audience? To me, it's always confusing how there's so many more men.
Well, let's talk about bucket list. Obviously, you've done all this traveling. Yes. Is there a place you haven't been to yet that you really want to go to?
I haven't done much South America. I'd like to do Machu Picchu, African safaris on my list, but I feel like I don't want to go until I can really afford to go and stay somewhere super expensive because I don't want to like group on a safari. It just feels.
Why not? I would.
It feels a little more dangerous to be like on some sort of lion trek when you paid 40% off.
Hey, but you got that deal. You know, I'm curious too. One of the things I read about you, well, you really do kind of embrace the empowering women movement, though, and kind of going hand in hand with the filthy jokes a little bit. You're finding things to laugh about that a lot of people aren't saying. Is that something you're okay being defined with?
Yeah, no, I don't. I just don't understand why people attach shame to the one thing everybody in the world does. It's confusing to me that you can show violence on television, but somehow sexuality is what's taboo, but it's the one common denominator for all of humanity. And I think it's only attached to female sexuality, which I find super confusing. Like, not a lot of men feel shame, and I think it's why women have low self-esteem. If you're taught to squelch a huge part of who you are as a human being, like, why would you then have good self-esteem? Men get to embrace it, so I feel like it should empower women because everybody does the same stuff.
Which I think kind of leads into, you've got the boyfriend we were talking about before we got started here. Do you ever say jokes that make him blush?
No, it's funny because he's a foreigner. Like, he's just comfortable. He thinks it's cool. Like, he's not threatened by it in any way. He just thinks it's cool what I do.
Yeah. Well, we think it's cool. Where can we see you this weekend? How many shows you doing?
7 shows, Side Splitters.
7, man.
1 Thursday.
Are we going to see you in movies pretty soon? Have you thought about doing kind of big screen?
Yeah, I'm hoping to sell a TV show.
Okay.
I just need some cash to travel.
Okay.
Good for you. Good for you.
I
Well,
just need some dough.
hey, don't we all?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks, guys.
All right, make sure to check her out this weekend. Lots of laughs headed your way.